The Phillies' hot stove and off-season rumors are just starting to heat up. Welcome to the Phillies Hit and Run, the latest in a new line of shows here on the STT Sports Network. Guys, I'm Phil Stiefel. Please, before you start anything, hit the like button on your screen, hit the subscribe button on your screen, and please share this out. I'm Phil Stiefel, the host of all the great shows here on the STT Sports Network, and we're going to be doing this throughout the offseason, then regularly during the season. New show, Phillies Hit and Run, where sometimes it'll be 5 minutes of just some basic rumors. Sometimes it'll go a little longer if I get a guest to pre-record with me. You never know what you're going to get, but make sure you're locked in to the STT Sports Network for all the great shows that I do on this channel. So it is, just before Thanksgiving, the early part of the MLB offseason, and rumors are starting to heat up. And things with the Phillies are starting to, rumors, grumblings. You're starting to hear some things. And first and foremost, the first one I want to cover is Kyle Schwarber. Rumors came out on Tuesday and Wednesday that the Phillies and Kyle Schwarber's representation are pretty far apart, not just on dollars, but on years as well in their negotiating. Now, all the major reporters are believing that Kyle Schwarber will return to the Phillies at some point. Obviously, the Cincinnati Reds, his hometown team, is obviously right there with them. I've heard some rumors about the Pittsburgh Pirates, which actually kind of intrigued by that. That would be a very like Jim Thome to the Phillies early in the 2000s type, overpay for an older guy just to kind of reinvigorate the fan base and the city and the team. So I kind of like that. But I do think the Phillies are going to do everything they can to retain and bring back their power hitter right there, their DH. But the question is, should they? And I don't know what the correct answer is to the should they bring him back. I think the answer to Kyle Schwarber lies within the contract. If he's willing to take a 4-year deal, I guess you do it. If you could get him for 4 years, $125 million, absolutely. But if he's really pressing for 5 years and $30+ million, you let him go. You let him walk away. And that leads me to the other major rumor that's floating around. That's Ketel Marte, Arizona Diamondbacks second baseman, who has been made available in a trade this offseason. Now, Marte is also 32. He's got about 5 years. Well, he's got 5 years plus a player option left on his deal. His 5 years that are locked in are just about $100 million, just under $100 million. And when I was thinking whether I wanted the Phillies to make a trade for him, the first thing that popped into my head was Kyle Schwarber. Not because a Marte trade eliminates Kyle Schwarber. But my one thing with Kyle Schwarber is he's 32. He's 33 years old. Do we want another person locked up till they're 38 years old in Philly? Well, Ketel Marte is 32 years old and is his contract signed through his age 36 with a player option for his 37th age year. So do we really want to trade for older players? We are already an old team. We are a team with long-term contracts to Aaron Nola, Bryce Harper, Trey Turner that are going to age terribly over the course of those deals. Some of them are already aging terribly. Ketel Marte, phenomenal player, great second baseman, has played the outfield as well in his career. Great defensive second baseman. But a Ketel Marte, you got to trade for. You're going to have to trade Bryson Stott. And anybody that watches Trending in the AM Daily, knows I'm okay with trading either Bryson Stott or Alec Bohm, but I would prefer to trade Alec Bohm. Now, I don't think Marte could play third base. He's only got 3 games in his career at third base. But what do? You're going to move Stott over to third base? You're going to move Trey Turner to third base? Probably not. You're trading for Marte also means, on top of trading Stott, you're probably trading one of your top 3 prospects, a.k.a. Aiden Miller, Justin Crawford, Andrew Painter. And I'm not sure I'm willing to move. And anybody that watches my content knows I'm willing to trade any prospect in the right deal. But for a 32-year-old, am I really parting with Andrew Painter or Justin Crawford? And the Diamondbacks should be asking for teams' top prospects because Marte's stats speak for themselves. He's last 2 years, over 370 on-base percentage, 350 on-base percentage for his career, right around a 900 OPS. He hits for power. He drives and runs. He hits for a high average. He's a silver slugger. He's been in the MVP conversation the last 2 years. Hell, he was third in the MVP vote in 2024. There's no doubt that Marte would make the Phillies lineup plug and play and be so much better. But is it the kind of move you want the Phillies to do. I want to see the Phillies get younger, not older. And a Ketel Marte keeps them older. Well, actually makes them even older because you're giving up a prospect at least and Bryson Stott. So I don't want to overreact and say I don't want Marte. I'm just going to say the Phillies better be cautious if they're in the market for him, that they're going to arguably become one of, if not the oldest teams in baseball very quickly, which might result in a World Series, might not, but big picture, it might set this team back if they do not get to a World Series for the long haul for a very long time. That's just my opinion on those things. Now, I think Schwarber will stay. I don't think Marte will get traded here, but they're the two latest rumors and grumblings and rumblings that we are hearing. Let me know. Tune into Training in the AM Monday through Friday at 8 a.m. live with your thoughts and opinions on me saying probably no to Marte and me saying I hope Schwarber stays, but only at our price, not his price. Tune in and let me know your thoughts and opinions. And guys, make sure you like, you subscribe, you share. We'll be back with more things in the coming days. If I don't see you before then, have a great Thanksgiving, guys. Ring that bell, Phillies. Bubbles up.